Good evening, Wildcats fans, and welcome to tonight's broadcast. Game 4 of 6 in the battle with the Brahmas. A 6-game standoff to kick off the holiday break. From the K. Yeager Coliseum in Wichita Falls, Texas, I'm Alex Von Koitel, bringing you Wildcats hockey presented by Armored Roofing. Well, what was expected to be a closely contested series has been a pretty one-sided one. The Wildcats have won 4 straight games against the Lone Star Brahmas, 3 of which were on the road. The Cats have outscored the Brahmas 18-6 in the season series as a whole and have yet to lose to them in regulation time. Now, the Brahmas were the league's second winningest team before the 6-game standoff began, behind only the Wildcats. Now they're 5th. This is a Lone Star team that is not accustomed to playing from behind, much less making adjustments. It's a team built around a system implemented by their head coach, Dan Wildfong, who has been with the franchise since they were a professional team. However, with the way things have shaped out for them against the Wildcats this season, the Brahmas may be forced to mix things up a bit soon and turn against the system which has led them to a decade of success, because right now, against the Wildcats, the Brahmas appear to be ramming their horns against a brick wall. And a large component to that brick wall has been the Cats' netminder, Justin Kappelmaster. Against the Brahmas this season, Kappelmaster has had simply ridiculous numbers. 5-0-1 with a .960 save percentage and a .99 goals against average. Pretty soon they might start calling him Cattlemaster, because he's been the master of these cattle all season long. The singing of our country's national anthem by Big John Wilson is coming up. And a job well done, as it always is, by Big John Wilson, the Wildcats' national anthem singer for the past 6 seasons. And of course, the entire Wildcats organization very happy to have him and very thankful for the work that he does. Now we turn our attention to center ice for this game's ceremonial puck drop, brought to you by Qdoba. Craig Lyle will be dropping the puck in the left face-off circle in the Wildcats zone. Craig Lyle represents Faith Baptist Church here in Wichita Falls, and he has established quite a bond with a lot of these young men with the Wichita Falls Wildcats. Very appropriate that he will be dropping the puck tonight on Church Youth Group night, here in which all church youth groups in the community enter this game free. We're very excited to have them in attendance here tonight, and we hope to bring them the best possible performance. And I have very little doubt the Wildcats are capable of doing that tonight. As was mentioned in the onset of this broadcast, they have been tremendous this season. The Wildcats 5-0-1 against the Lone Star Brahmas, and in the midst of their longest winning streak of the season, they have won 9 games in a row, trying to make it 10 here tonight. No surprises, the 20s line will get the opening draw. Fallon wins it for Lone Star. This game is underway. The Lone Star Brahmas dump the puck into the Wildcat zone early on. The puck takes a funny hop off the far half wall. Michael Rounds backhands it up the boards, hoping for Johnny Lazarus. It's picked off by Joey Fallon. Fallon takes it behind the net. Baum pressures Fallon down there in the corner. Rounds takes him right out of the play. Peter Kessel swoops in behind the Cats net, looking to do something with it there. Kessel is closed off. Nick Rosa picks up the loose puck, and the Wildcats look to get this puck out. Jeff Baum slips it down the right wing side for Johnny Lazarus, whose cross-ice pass goes off the skates and onto the tape of Austin Albrecht. His long shot knocked aside there by the Brahmas goaltender Corbin Kaspersky. Comes out in front, chipped back to the point. Gilreath hammers a shot, missed wide out the far side. Rattles around the boards. Dalton fires as well, and that one gets blocked and is picked up by John Zimmerman of the Lone Star Brahmas. Joey Fallon gains the red line and dumps the puck in. Noah Gilreath will be back to pick up possession. Goes across D-to-D for Jake Dalton, who's stymied off the glass. Rattles in behind the net. Gilreath chips it along the far corner wall. Comes loose once more. Gilreath's got it again. Gilreath behind the net, banks it up the near boards, and there goes Adam Goodsir. Goodser's pass a bit behind the reach of Ryan Burnett, so we get our game's first whistle. 1 minute and 20 seconds have expired in this game. Still no score, just one shot belonging to the Wildcats. The first period of Wildcats hockey is brought to you by American Classifieds. This face-off will take place in the Wichita Falls zone, and it will feature Tyler Drevich, a new player on the Lone Star Brahmas, playing in his first game. And he is a commit to Merrimack College, a Division I program where he'll be playing next season. Drevich had a couple of looks in the USHL. He was just recently released by the Youngstown Phantoms, which is Tommy Apap's new team. Wildcats fans remember Tommy Apap, of course. One of the better players on the Cats last season. His future was uncertain at the end of the campaign. There was a good chance Cats fans were hoping he would stay here, but he got an offer he could not refuse with the Fargo Force of the USHL. He has since been released and picked up by the Youngstown Phantoms, where he's got his new home, and of course we wish the best to Tommy. Good rink-wide pass. Garrett Van Wy's in all alone. He shoots, stopped by Kaspersky, his biggest of the night so far, and he slams the door shut on Garrett Van Wy. What a heads-up pass there by Matt Hines from his own zone. A rink-wide pass was right on the tape of Garrett Van Wy, who just lollygagged his way in for a breakaway. Didn't even have to use his speed, which he's got tremendous speed. He didn't even have to use it there. The Brahmas caught sleeping and are a little bit flat-footed. At least their defensemen were. Michael Rounds having to hurry there. Berardinelli, another fast guy, shoots and he scores. Berardinelli fired it from the left circle and it snuck its way through Kapellmaster's equipment, and the Brahmas have opened the scoring here. It's 1-0 Lone Star. And that's Berardinelli's 14th goal this season, and back-to-back breakaways from the fastest players on the ice, the second of which resulted in a goal. Kapellmaster concedes a goal on his second shot faced, and the Wildcats trail 1-0 early in period one. The Brahmas win the following face-off, and John Zimmerman goes across. Brandon Estes has it, and the Wildcats know how important the first goal is against this team because the Brahmas are so disciplined and they're so good at maintaining their leads. And as some of you might have heard the interview from Wildcats head coach John LaFontaine earlier this week, he mentioned how important the first goal was. The Wildcats have conceded it here in this game and looking a bit out of sorts here. Jake Dalton still without his stick. Goes after Fallon himself, slipped in front, and a turnaround shot is stopped by Kapellmaster, who will just dive on this one and hang on. As always, folks, if at any time throughout this broadcast you'd like me to give you a shout out, just go ahead and tweet the Wildcats Twitter page, or if you've got my number, go ahead and shoot me a text. I'll be sure to give you a shout out at some point before this game comes to an end. Matt Hines goes and picks up that puck in the corner. Tries to scoop it up the boards. Wickline intercepts. Clark's long drive was redirected. Looked like possibly by a high stick. Hines goes into the corner to battle for it with Oscar Andrin. Like Holden Cronin is playing in his first game in nearly 2 months. The last game he played was against these Brahmas on October 23rd in North Richland Hills. Here's Johnny Lazarus. Takes a shot, pad save, Kaspersky, but it's good to see Holden Cronin back in the lineup, finally healthy or at 100%, at least the coaching staff believes so. And he has battled concussion-like symptoms for a long time. He's had quite a few throughout his career. What a move to split the D. Melberg is in. He shoots and scores. Back-to-back goals for the Lone Star Brahmas. That one could end up on a highlight reel. Martin Melberg split right through the defense and again buried it past Kappelmaster. Looking a bit shaky here tonight. The Brahmas lead 2-0 early on. That's 2 goals on 3 shots, and the tremendous save percentage that Justin Kappelmaster has built up this season and against this team now being threatened tonight. Things are not looking good for him. Kaspersky's going to hang on to that puck after it had been banked off the corner boards and it trickled on net, so he's going to take a whistle. Wildcats finally with a chance on an offensive zone draw. Adam Goodser's line will take the face-off. Goodser tonight will be flanked by Austin Bolio and by Ryan Burnett. Baum shoots from the point, hit the crossbar, or the left post rather, didn't go in. Rounds his shot, pad save, second chance Burnett. Stopped again by Kaspersky and the whistle blows. Boy, Baum came close. He came iron close. Rattled it off the left post and just couldn't get it past Corbin Kaspersky. The goal judge thought it was in, but it was not. The Wildcats remain down by 2. Adam Goodser is going to take this face-off now. Again, this against Joey Fallon, who wins it from him, and Peter Kessel's got some time. Kessel's shoved off the puck by Goodser, but it's scooped up by Estes and sent rink wide for Alex Berardinelli. Berardinelli down the left wing, lost a handle on the puck, and Baum seals him into the boards and off the play. Round slips it down the ice. That one's going to go the length, but it will not go for icing. It's being waved off, so Kaspersky's going to play it around the far half wall as it's lofted out to center by Alex Berardinelli and batted down by Noah Gilraith. Gilraith's pass jumped over Eric Yeager. Long shot, Berardinelli stopped by Kappelmaster. And we get a whistle. Hogan Davidson getting a look on the ice now on an offensive zone draw for the Lone Star Brahmas. Comes loose, York's shot, score. 3 goals unanswered for the Lone Star Brahmas. Less than 5 minutes into this game. And if you're John LaFontaine, you've got to consider pulling Justin Kappelmaster because this is clearly not his night. And John LaFontaine, understandably, is using his timeout here. And that's going to do it for Justin Kappelmaster. That is the worst I have seen him play as a Wichita Falls Wildcat, and he has been pulled. He conceded 3 goals on 5 shots. His head is just not in the game today, and he's been replaced with Julian Syme, the Mississauga, Ontario native. Madej jumps up and pushes the puck forth, and there goes Honan Cronin down the left wing. Cronin floats it into the opposite corner. Paisan goes to get it. Slams into the glass there with Samu Suminen. Paisan jimmies it loose, and it's picked up by Yeager. Yeager looks to the front, tries to slip it through for Hines. Rattled in behind the boards, and there goes Van Wy battling for it. Picked up by Cam Clark, or Suminen rather, and given to Hogan Davidson. Davidson banks it off the boards, and a sharp slap shot taken by Carson Kelly is smothered up by Syme, who's got his first save of the night. And after the fact, it looks like Hogan Davidson went face first into the end boards. Wildcats right now, folks, just look flat-footed. There's no energy in this building. There's no energy on the bench. And looking for some kind of spark to ignite his team. LaFontaine inserted the young goaltender, Julian Syme, who has turned into something of an understudy for Justin Kapelmaster. Syme was a very highly touted prospect coming onto this team. He was a draft pick of the Ontario Hockey League, arguably the best junior hockey league in the world, with the Kitchener Rangers in the OHL. But Syme is somebody who aspires to go to college someday, so he took his career south of the border. Just 17 years old. Lots of teams out there going after him before the season started. He's got pretty good positioning, exceptional reflexes. Doesn't quite have the size, but he more than makes up for it in his flexibility and his reflexes. There was some disagreement going on before the puck drops here. But the Wildcats have two very stable goaltenders for the most part. Every once in a while, something like this is going to happen where you're a goaltender and your head's just not in the game. And Justin Kapelmaster, who has looked virtually immortal, especially against the Brahmas this season, has just come out extremely flat with his mind clearly elsewhere. Here's Cam Clark. Martin Melberg across the ice for Cody Wickline. Some crisp passing by the Brahmas. Wickline fires a long shot on goal. Easy glove save by Julian Syme. '20s line is back out there. The puck was dropped prematurely by the linesman tonight, Michael Fasani, so he's going to try this again. Bates takes the place of Drevich, but Rosa won the draw from him. Johnny Lazarus tries to fire it across for Austin Albrecht. It was picked off in the neutral zone by Peter Bates, and now a scrum ensues. Here's John Zimmerman in his own zone. Zimmerman tries to spring a pass ahead on a lead pass for Kyle Patava and bounced off his stick. And Zimmerman will keep the puck alive at the right point and wrap it around the end boards in the Wildcat zone. Dalton backhands one around the same boards. Albrecht tries to backhand one out into neutral ice, but a good pinch from John Zimmerman prevented the puck from entering the neutral zone. Jake Dalton will skate it through center now. Dalton weaves his way through a couple of Lone Star Brahmas, chipped further there by Rosa, and his line going for a line change as well as both defensemen. Complete line change being finished now by the Wildcats. Joey Fallon skates it down the left wing, steps into the slot and fires, didn't miss by much. As the puck's going to be blasted back in by Bud Madej, the Chicago native, and around the end boards, and where it's kicked back to Jeff Baum. And now Michael Rounds banks it off the glass, works its way out to center. 2-on-1 for the Cats. Bolio holds, he shoots, hit the crossbar. 2 posts for the Wildcats, who just cannot catch a break tonight as Rounds was just brought down by Peter Kessel in the neutral zone. Baum shoots it back off the boards and out to center. Samu Suminen, the Finnish defenseman, coughs it up, and Rounds fires it back ahead. Bud Madej wheels the puck in. Syme is out to play it. Syme has just fired the puck errantly and out of play, so the faceoff will remain in the Wildcat zone. Eric Yeager will square up against Hogan Davidson. The face-off circle in the Wildcat zone. Yeager wins the draw cleanly. Now here's Andre Paisan. Paisan shoots it off the glass, pops into center. Garrett Van Wy's got it on the right wing. He's defended by Clark. Van Wy forced to pivot. Paisan looks up. He's being pushed and shoved there by Sean Giles. Van Wy trying to help out Paisan. He's being pushed by Cam Clark. 4-on-4 puck battle taking place over there in the far corner in the Wildcat zone. Finally comes loose, and Van Wy is hooked down by Clark. No penalty upcoming, and the Brahmas escape with no harm done. Joy York takes it down the left wing in his own zone, shoots it out to center, where it's stolen by a hard-working Holden Cronin. Cam Clark takes it right back behind his own goal. Tries to dance his way around Nikita Litviak. Reisinger runs into Davidson, who managed to get the puck deep regardless. Syme will leave it there for Holden Cronin. Cronin setting things up in his own zone. Goes to the left side for Eric Yeager. It's intercepted in the neutral zone and batted back into the Wildcat zone. Hines, Poikala, Litviak. Litviak gains the blue line. He was onside apparently. It's going to be picked up, however, by Martin Melberg as the Wildcats courted possession. Poikala runs into Martin Melberg. D-to-D pass for John Zimmerman in the Lone Star zone. Zimmerman gains his own blue line and slips it ahead. He was hoping for Oscar Andren. He missed him. No icing because Melberg was there first. Wickline now, far corner. Pinned to the glass by Noah Gilraith. Jabbed free by Poikala. Gilraith whacks it towards the end boards there with his hand. No hand pass being called here, and the Wildcats escape. Reisinger will gain the red line, dump it in, and go for a line change. Puck being pursued now by Johnny Lazarus, taken instead by Brandon Estes. John Zimmerman banks it off the glass. It's held in by Noah Gilraith, who tried to cycle it down low, but it went off a Brahmas stick and into the Lone Star bench. We're approaching the midway point of period one, presented by American Classifieds. 3-0 the score in favor of the Lone Star Brahmas. 9-6 are the shots on goal favoring the Brahmas. And this is the worst start to a game the Wildcats have had all season. And their 9-game winning streak in serious jeopardy here tonight, folks. Nick Rosa to take the draw to the right of Kaspersky. And the Brahmas win it and shoot it right back into their own bench. Rosa wins the draw. Lazarus is stymied there along the near half wall. Albrecht has to turn. He's outnumbered 2-1 down there. Picked up by Rosa. Looks on back. Has to pivot away from Madej. Slipped in front. Went off the side of the goal. Albrecht is shoved into it. Comes loose. Rosa keeps it in. Turns and shoots. Blocked by Madej. And what have we here? Looks like one of the pegs might have been a little bit loose there, or no. A piece of equipment down in the blue paint. Looks like that was the goaltender's Gatorade bottle. The Brahmas catch a bit of a break as the Wildcats were buzzing a little bit in the attacking zone, but the whistle prevents any further play, and we're going to go to our first period media timeout. The face-off takes place, and the Wildcats win it, but the Brahmas steal it and shoot it out into center. It's chopped at there by Jeff Baum. And Baum will now skyhook one out into neutral ice. Looks like it went into the timekeeper's box, or one of the penalty boxes, and the long-time Wildcats off-ice officials, Jim Jeffries, picking up that puck and giving it to the linesman to play it, and this face-off is going to take place in the Wildcat zone in the right circle. Fasani will drop the puck. Wickline and Goodsir will take the face-off. It's won by Goodsir. Baum is wrapped up a little bit there, but he recorrals possession and chips it up the left side. Goodsir's pass wasn't quite on the wheelhouse there for Ryan Burnett, who had to play it from his skate to his stick, and as a result it gets lost there, and behind the Lone Star net comes loose, and it's picked up by Wickline. Wickline will hook one out into neutral ice, and it's going to be pursued by Michael Rounds. The Mount Pleasant, Michigan native tries to chip it beyond the blue line. No luck with that. It's held in and played by Holden Cronin. Cronin now on the ice with Michael Rounds. Looks like there could have been some line juggling on the part of the Wildcats, but a delayed penalty is upcoming here against the Brahmas. Cronin weaves his way into the attacking zone, and his shot is blocked, and for the first time tonight, the Wildcats get a chance on the Jim Arnold Collision power play. Both teams have been pretty disciplined up till this point. There have been no penalties called, and finally there is one. Cody Wickline's going to head to the box, and Hogan Davidson immediately skates over to the referee to discuss the call. So with Wickline having a seat, the Cats get a much-needed opportunity on the man advantage. They don't really have a whole lot of energy at the moment. This could be just what they need. One of the league's best power play units going to work here. In fact, the second best power play in the North American Hockey League, converting at a 22.9% rate. Will have an opportunity against the league's best penalty kill. Berardinelli wastes no time slamming that puck all the way down the ice. Jeff Baum's going to hustle after it. Baum is hauled down to the ice. Austin Albrecht slides it across, and Johnny Lazarus negotiates his way into the Lone Star zone, takes it in behind the net, banks it off the boards, hoping for Jeff Baum, who skates over to keep the puck alive at the nick of time. Baum holds, dishes for Albrecht. Baum wants it back, he'll get it. Baum receives the puck, loses it at the blue line. He courts possession there, has to hurry. Davidson wraps him up, Baum is tripped, and it's picked up by Berardinelli, whose backhand shot is blocked away by Julian Syme. So crisis averted there for the Wildcats. Played out to center. Max Reisinger's got it on the right wing side. Tries to slide it in front for a streaking Lazarus. Intercepted there by Zimmerman, who hammers it off the boards and all the way down. Well, nearly half of this Jim Arnold's Collision power play has been killed, with not so much as a look on goal for the Wildcats, and you can see why the Lone Star Brahmas have the league's #1 penalty kill. Austin Beaulieu down the left wing. Wheels into the slot, hangs on, shoots, pad save, rebound, score! Adam Goodsir right on the doorstep. Picked it up after Kaspersky made the right pad save, and finally the Wildcats come through on the Jim Arnold Collision power play. They now trail by 2. And the Wildcats needed that. They've got a pretty good showing here with lots of church youth groups in attendance here tonight on Church Youth Group Night. And their power play was struggling of late, the Wildcats, that is, partially because they've been going up against the best penalty kill in the league for quite some time. But they come through this time. Dalton's long shot didn't get through, blocked by Madej, who shoots it off the boards and out to center. Good play there by Bud Madej. Noah Gilraith back in his own zone. Gilraith will skate through center, gain the red line, dump it into the Brahma zone, jumped away from Carson Kelly, and dealt on back safely for Bud Madej. In behind the Lone Star net, Samu Suminen. Oscar Andrin turns away from Yeager. Bud Madej shoots one out to center, picked up by Melberg. He's in alone behind the defense. He's in, he shoots, missed wide on the short side, and it goes around the boards. Andrin can't keep it in. Paisan steals it, but it's courted there and picked up by Zimmerman, who depossessed Paisan of the puck. Zimmerman will skate it down the right wing. Shoots it wide of the goal. Van Wy back to play it. Wickline trying to jam it loose. Cronin battling for it as well, along with Oscar Andrin. Eric Yeager kicked it to Wickline, who played it up the boards and back to the point for Estes, whose long shot redirects high and over the goal. Pataba spins with it, coughs it up to Matt Hines. Hines loses it into the far corner. Pataba's got possession now. Kyle Pataba, the Air Force Academy commit, trying to keep that puck alive. Left point, somehow he does so, but the Wildcats escape with it. Andre Pizon guides one towards the net mouth, and it was steered aside into the corner by Corbin Kaspersky. 6 minutes to go in period one. The Wildcats finally with a goal to their credit. Adam Goodser with his 16th goal on the season now leads the Wildcats sole possession of first place on the team in goals. The Wildcats' youngest player, the youngest player in the South Division with 16 on the year. And an offside whistle is called. Face-off will take place in neutral ice, and the Brahmas have won the draw. Puck dumped into Wichita Falls territory. Michael Rounds goes after it. Peter Kessel lost his stick temporarily. Albrecht ends up with it. Couldn't get it past Berardinelli, who turns and fires it back in the direction of Joey Fallon. Fallon was stripped of it by Jeff Baum, who played it blindly up the far sideboards in the neutral zone, and it was picked off by Giles and fired right back in. Here's Michael Rounds in the cat zone. Austin Albrecht emerges with possession. Stymied there by a couple of Brahmas there in the neutral zone. Peter Kessel takes away. Kessel slips it ahead for Joey Fallon, who couldn't one-hand finesse his way by the stick of Noah Gilraith. Pushed towards the corner. Gilraith guides it back there. Jake Dalton's got it. Dalton up the far half wall. Lazarus chips it into neutral ice. Corralled there by Adam Goodser. Albrecht is lurking behind him. Goodser with a good power move to the goal. He shoots. Stopped by Kaspersky. What a move by Goodser. But Kaspersky said no. Cam Clark slides in front. Troy York's backhand pass picked off by Albrecht at the end of a long shift. Finally goes to the bench after having cleared the puck the length of the ice. Hogan Davidson slams on the brakes behind his own goal. Bud Midday out into the neutral zone. Carson Kelly was run into there along the glass in between the benches. That has got to hurt. Hogan Davidson pressured by Goodson and Noah Gilraith. Gilraith, Davidson, Anderson, and Andrin and Goodser just shoved Davidson into the boards. Looks like he might have sold that one a little bit, but Goodser's going to have a seat regardless. The first power play of the game for the Lone Star Brahmas, and they're going to have their work cut out for them here against the league's second best penalty kill in the Wichita Falls Wildcats, who now get their first opportunity on the Parkway Grill penalty kill. And the Cats, while they have had tremendous success on the PK this season, they are also a very big scoring threat. And looks like the Wildcats have too many players on the ice right now, folks. They've got 5 skaters. One of these guys is going to have to go off. Or perhaps the penalty to Goodser will be offsetting, and that is the case. My apologies, there will be no power play for the Brahmas. There are offsetting minors against Adam Goodser, or offsetting penalties rather, against Adam Goodser and Hogan Davidson. So Matt Hines will shoot the puck out into center. Andre Pizon corrals it, tries to deke his way around Bud Midday, goes towards the crease, and it's intercepted by Samu Suominen. Suominen fights his way to the neutral zone, and he's slammed into the glass by Eric Yeager. Baum is back, turns and pivots, and shoots it out into neutral ice. Van Wy trying to spring Eric Yeager, who's stymied there by Drevich in the neutral zone. Max Reisinger slips a pass back to the point, rounds his shot, sticked away by Kaspersky. Puck fired off the boards, but not out, kept in, and Pataba drives it back. Dalton Skelly, or that's Estes rather. Skelly is scratched for this game. Bud Midday shoots it off Pataba's stick and into the Wildcat zone. Syme will glove it and hang on. 2:54 remains in period one. 3-1 the score in favor of the Lone Star Brahmas. The scales have been tipped a little bit here in favor of the Wildcats, who have nearly tied the Brahmas in the shots department. They now trail in the shots department by just 1. They trail in the goals department by 2. 3-1 the score. And if they can get another one by the end of this period, then they'd be right back in this game. And they're already back in the game with that last goal by Adam Goodsir. But if they can get one before the end of this period, that would be huge. And a good burst of momentum going into period 2. Nikita Litviak jabs it ahead there with one hand on the tape for Poikula. Overskated again by Litviak and stolen by Peter Kessel. Kessel tries to take it wide on Dalton, who just knocked it off his stick. Fallon going for it now. Kessel lurking for it in the slot, goes after it, brought off the play, and Dalton picks it up. Nikita Litviak out into center, gains the blue line, tries to dangle his way around Brandon Estes. No luck with that. And the Brahmas have possession in behind the Lone Star goal. Good pinch by Noah Gilraith to Jimmy the puck free. Ends up back at center regardless. Gilraith battling for it with Peter Kessel, the latter of whom won possession. Joey Fallon, long shot, redirected on goal, stopped by Syme. Second chance, stopped again by Syme. He's sprawling in the net. Third chance, stopped by Syme. He didn't even see it, but he made the save. Back to the point, Sean Giles across, one-timer from the point, missed wide. Goes around the boards, and Rosa tries to chip it out, no luck. Long shot, paddle save Syme, who plays it out safely, and the Wildcats finally escape the danger. Rosa had his pocket picked, and it's skated back the other direction by Martin Melberg, who's tied up by Johnny Lazarus. Lazarus losing his stick, no penalties on either side. Noah Gilraith battles for it. Martin Melberg corrals possession. Tries to dump it on back to the point. It's pushed a bit too far for Sean Giles and guided back out into center. Cameron Clark hammers one around the end boards. Cody Wickline's going to be first to it, but he overskates it. Giles holds it in, far point. His long shot missed the net. Van Wy's going to try to chip it out, held in Patava. Patava had his stick lifted at the left point, and the Wildcats end up with it in the neutral zone. Austin Beaulieu stick handling past 1, 2, 3, 4 Brahmas and dumps it in behind the Lone Star net. It's going to be picked up there by Lazarus, or Burnett rather. Long shot from Rounds is blocked. Back to the point again. Jeff Baum's shot missed the net. Goes in behind the goal. And the referee, I believe, has lost sight of it as Giles goes straight after him. I think that's Ryan Burnett down there. No, it's Beaulieu rather. After the whistle. The last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn and Suites, the official host hotel of your Wichita Falls Wildcats. 55.3 seconds remain in the period. The Wildcats with an offensive zone opportunity here on the face-off. And they trail 3-1 in this game. Adam Goodsir is going to take the draw against Hogan Davidson. Goodsir wins the face-off cleanly. Jeff Baum holds it in, right point, sends it towards the corner. Puck guided back towards Rounds, but it's picked off by Carson Kelly. Kelly on a 2-on-2, possibly a 3-on-2. Madej, the late man. Good defensive play by Jeff Baum to take Troy York right out of the play. Puck battle ensues there in the far corner. A 3-on-2 battle taking place, favoring the Wildcats, and it bounces up into the air, into the slot. One-handed towards the corner there by Estes. Picked up by Baum. Played off the glass and out to the right point where it's going to be skated out of harm's way by Ryan Burnett. Burnett is just brought out of the play emphatically there by Brandon Estes. Puck wrapped around the end wall. Bud Madej stripped of it. Beaulieu going after it with Ryan Burnett. A 2-on-2 scrum taking place. Hogan Davidson sealing himself along the corner boards. He's just going to let this first period expire. 20 minutes in the books. The Wildcats trail 3-1. It was probably the worst first 5 minutes they've had all season long. It's going to be a game to forget, or a period at least to forget for Justin Kappelmaster. Clearly not happy with himself as he tries to give his players some encouragement heading back to the dressing room going into the first intermission. We're going to take a short break here from the KYC. When we come back, we're going to have an intermission interview. In case you didn't get a chance to hear the interview with Wildcats head coach John LaFontaine earlier this week, you'll get a chance to hear from him now in just a few short minutes. Stay tuned.